truth.
You can't handle the truth. That's the words today, guys. A lot of red on the market looking here at the daily. We did get a little bit of a bounce on the hourly, but overall, guys, right now the market's right there above my head, all in red today. Oddly enough, so is silver. Gold was. It's starting to get a bounce now, right there. But silver in the red, right above my head. Copper is in the red. Oil all in the red. Asia markets overnight, everything except for the ASX was red. European markets all in the red. Even, hey, so it's going to the dollar, right? Going to the dollar, going to oil. No, all energy's red. Look at that dollar euro versus USD. It's going up. So euro's getting stronger. US dollar versus Japan. It's not going to the dollar either. Guys, where's it going? It's going to the bonds market. People are fleeing to treasury bonds right now. That's typically not a good sign. That is a flight to safety. What is going on in the market? And plus, as the thumbnail said today, we got U.S. government buying the crap out of stocks, guys. We're going to talk about that all for the sake of national security, but not buying Bitcoin. What's going on? What they don't know. They just don't know.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Guys, we'll see you on the other side. You guys know what time it is. Take your seats, get your notebooks out. Let's break it all down. Let's figure out Whiskey Tango Foxtrot classes in session. Let's go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report, brought to you by Chart Prime. Always brought to you by Chart Prime, best indicator suite in the market, helping me navigate what the hell is going on, right? But let's go ahead and bring up the other azimuth that I have in this marketplace that helps me to understand what am I doing, where are we going, what's going on here. OC, my co-host, the Mexican Superman himself. What's up, OC guy? How you doing today, bro?
Doing fantastic. Yesterday at midnight, if you were awake, we took a little bit of a uni long scope. Well, we were aiming a little bit higher, but TP number one was hit. And well, then right now we are a little bit on the stopped out at profits. Let's go. But other than that, doing fantastic. Pretty excited to see Bitcoin actually rejecting of the area that we were talking about yesterday. And also pretty excited to see a couple of other coins killing it.
Yeah, some of them did really well. It's odd, like synthetics yesterday. I saw someone in Alex O's chat asking about synthetics, and Alex said, I don't even know what that is. I said, it's a legacy dino token. It's one of those things like, Zcash. It just popped up out of nowhere, right? We're seeing some of that. But yeah, market's getting a little bit of a sell-off today. We were talking yesterday, and I'll go ahead and pull it up here. We were talking yesterday about this here, and I said, guys, if we can't get through this quantum reactor, then we're likely in this resistance zone for more downside. Now, at this point, we got rejected on it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We touched it, and then this entire period was under. We even did like a little pullback, and then I get some energy. No, can't get through it. The quantum reactor is still holding as resistance. I do think we're going to see a return back down to the golden pocket here, because as Piano Matty B says, get off there. He doesn't say get off there. He says that which gets wicked gets candlestick. So we'll see if that's going to play out there. It does look like it will be heading back down to the 107 to 109 range. We are holding right now, trying to hold the value area low, but we're really not seeing a bounce on it. Oscillator's still coming down, money flow's coming down, volume's coming down. All of the oscillator indicators, because there's so many indicators in this oscillator. You guys see one indicator, I look at it and I see about 15 indicators in this thing. So yeah, it's all pointing to the downside right now. So I do think we're going to see some more downside movement coming. But yeah, as I said at the beginning, it's the wicks show the future. That you're right, Lee. Absolutely, they do. What I do find interesting though is that money's not really going into anything else right now. It's all fleeing into treasury yields right now. And when we see money flow into bonds, that is the historic old school play of risk off. And that's what we're seeing right now. So we'll have to see what happens with it. OC, I always tell you about when I run across people, the rare few people that actually know anything about crypto or even know anything about crypto. How about that? I met another person that knew something about crypto. I finally found another person. He asked what I do. I told him I do a YouTube show and I'm retired beyond that. And he goes, "Well, oh, what's it on?" And I said, "It's macro, morning finance, market open, investing, crypto." And he went, "Oh, yeah, I lost $150,000 in crypto.
Shit.
I had this, I was getting into it, and this person said that he could help me invest it." And I, right there, my brain went, "Ah." My brain at that point, just saying, just saying. That was what my brain said at that moment. Yep. So yeah, but I met another one, and what was his experience with crypto? He got scammed. And that's why we have so many problems in this industry. So, oh, see, what are we seeing on the Bitcoin chart? Let's go ahead and jump over there, take a look at that, see what's on the Bitcoin, the old bitty boy, and then we'll get into this news. What you got for us, bro?
Absolutely. Really quickly, guys, if you are tired of Bitcoin or something you're looking to invest into stock, I just found out this new company and it's fantastic. Their products are fantastic. I'm just waiting for it to go into the live markets, maybe get some
We can't hear that if it's playing anything.
oh, you can hear it.
Nope, no audio, sir.
And that, what about now?
Nope, no audio.
Oh, too bad. It was saying that you can drill square holes, look at that triangular holes, or even four holes at the same time with that special drill bit. In that 90-degree angle, well, you can drill like huge holes. Look at that. Fantastic. And that's right. Yeah, I know. But it just
Oh,
cracked me
wait, here,
out the
we'll
first
make
time
it
I
fun.
saw it.
That was a great one, OC. Now, what do you got for us on the chart now? Let's stick to your day job. What do you got for us?
Let's go. So we were talking about rejection. So I was expecting for it to go slightly bit higher, like tap a little bit right here into this triangle. In fact, you can see it right here that we're talking, hey, our rejection triangle, it is up here, but we have the quantum reactor and dynamic reactor up there. We have this resistance, right? In fact, if you look at this line in here, and this is one of the oldest line in the book, you'll see that this is the area that we look for rejection zones, right? So at the very tippy top, and let me just get rid of my drawings in here so we can follow along what actually happened. All right, there he goes. So we'll see that right here, we rejected exactly right at that rejection zone at the top of this big other megaphone. So that's a little concerning. Right now, we're confirming not only lower lows, lower highs, I mean, huge low and huge lower high. Well, then we're going for right now a little bit of a base, right? What base? Well, remember that we have another trend line right in here, right? And that's the area that we were looking for. And let me just redraw that, right? To bounce from it. So is it time right now, exactly right now, time to buy, to start buying in? I would say no. We were looking for we are looking for a reentry, something like that, right? We want to be at the bottom, or we want to have a breakout retest continuation. But right now, it seems like we have a double bottom, right? So what might happen? Let me bring up my oscillator here, right? Money flow, it's dying right now. It is just not doing well, right? Your oscillator, it's flipping back down in here. So sometimes when this happens, we need to look at our volume matrix, and we want to find that little sweet spot like this. Look at that sweet spot like that, or that sweet spot like this, or like that. When we start curling back up, right? That's gonna bring up some fresh money into the area, into the coin, and we might be seeing another run up of our money flow. When those two start doing moving to the upside, we're gonna see an immediate reaction out of our ribbon, and we might get a flip of the ribbon. So far, I do expect that flip of the ribbon happens somewhere around this zone. Let's go for it. During horizontal, we're not that far away from it, but that means that we either still need to range a little or go low a little, go down a little, which means in here that, all right, if we are able to hold the support and we see that flip of the ribbon right there, well, then we're in for a treat, and then come back up. Maybe having a higher high this time and then a higher low this time to then end up October or start getting October right online, because right now it is 14th of October and the thing doesn't still want to go up. Wake the F up, Bitcoin. Come on, it's Bumptober, no Dietober. All right, so that's what I got on Bitcoin so far. Passing it over to you, my friend.
Awesome. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Who all we got in here? We got Alexander G, the mod queen, in here with us. JR, Albert coming over from the Otter gang, joining us here. JR, Mab said, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon to you, Mab. Appreciate you, man. Mike Play, Crypto AI. He said they liquidated the longs. Now they're setting up the shorts to liquidate. Could be the actual case right there. Gotta clean out all that liquidity. The fact that people are still degenning on on leverage levels that are able to get liquidated on these little moves is just beyond me. Just closed some of my Zcash in profit too. Good job, JR. BC Port Corp, shout out to you, Mason. I like bottoms. The more bottoms, the better. There you go, bro. Alexander G, the mod queen. Crypto coin mindset. Keith, appreciate you, man, being here always. Deb is in here with us right now. D Jenny from the blockchain. Crypto coin mindset, bro. Are you going live today? Let me know in the chat. Just curious. I don't think you go live on Tuesdays usually, but let me know in the chat. Who else we got in here? I think that's about it. Oh, Steve Hickey. Steve Hickey's in here. And Robert Mulligan. I think that pretty much. Oh, Dylan VA. I missed some. Way up top there, Dylan VA in the house. So I appreciate you guys all joining us here this morning. If you haven't done so yet, smash that like button. Helps us out tremendously. I hate asking you guys, but it is the necessary evil of the world. K Diggity and ZYXOX or XYZOZYX. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Let's go jump in on the news, OC. We got a lot of news to go over today, and then we'll be back and take a look at it. Not live today, tomorrow. Perfect. Appreciate you, Keith. All right. Looking at the news, guys. Hey, guess what? Looks like they're moving social back in. We're actually getting some movement on the social metric here for the total risk indicator. Right now, it's sitting at 0.03. Nothing major, but we are starting to see it. It wasn't even registering for a long time enough to actually throw onto here. We're sitting at a wristband overall for crypto of 30, so not too high. It's pretty decent, actually. Looking at the crypto market cap, we're at $3.762 trillion right now. The current trend on that coming in at 4.5 trillion is currently undervalued 16.43%. Bitcoin. If you guys are following the DCA plan, yesterday I put it out for the week that we were at a 2x. See that 4.99? That is a 3x DCA entry on Bitcoin right now. Take it for what it's worth. You can do what you want with that. Me personally, I don't know. I may do a 3x DCA. I may do a 3x DCA this week. That may be the thing. Look at Bitcoin dominance right now, guys. Bitcoin dominance with stablecoins sitting at 58.39%, without stablecoins sitting at 63% when you take out all stables. So it means a lot of the money is moving into stablecoins right now out of Bitcoin. We can see that it had a little pullback here after that spike on Friday, but I do think that we may be sending this back up a little bit here for Bitcoin dominance to make a retracement. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago here on the show, so nothing new there. Looking here at the alt season index, the altcoin season index is sitting at 56.52 after that rejection out of the 75. Every time it hits this thing, I tell you guys, be careful. Might get a nice little drop out of that area there, and yep, we did it again, moving right down into the out of the alt season index and almost down to the 50% line again, 56.52. How about liquidations in the past 24 hours? In the past 24 hours, we've had 208,691 traders liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $669.55 million. Largest single liquidation order was on OKX. It was an ETH trade for $5.57 million. And yesterday, I will remind you guys, we were at like about this level too, like $600 million. There are hundreds of millions of dollars being liquidated every single day, above $500 million ever since last Friday, meaning volatility still very, very high, guys. Last night, a majority of those longs getting liquidated. Now they're coming down to take out the other ones. Let's go take a look at the fear and greed index here. Looking at Bitcoin's fear and greed index, it's sitting at 38 right now. That is a neutral score. And on Ethereum, it's sitting at 43. That is a neutral score. I want to point out something. We're going to show this in a minute. Actually, we'll go talk about it first, and then we'll come back to that. Let's go look at the stock markets and all of our other commodities and take a look. Dow Jones is down about 0.41. Let me refresh this, make sure it's nice and even. There we go. 0.43% down on the Dow right now. 0.7 of a percent down on the S&P, and the NASDAQ is down almost 1.3%. Russell 2K down 0.67, and there's that volatility that I was just talking about. Volatility index sitting at 21.43 right now, well above the 17 line threshold that we do not like to see. Let's go take a look at the Europe markets last night, though, guys. Europe markets all in the red. Europe markets didn't do well either. Asia markets, everything red except for the ASX 200, the Nikkei, the Nifty 50, the HSI, the Shanghai, all in the red. Look at bonds. All the bonds are picking up. I know this looks red. This means people are buying it on the bonds end. It's inverse. When you see it going down, that means that the rate of yield they're offering is getting lower, right? That's because people are buying it and they don't have to offer as high of a yield return because people are interested in it. When it goes up, that means people are selling it and they have to entice buyers. A lot of money flowing into bonds right now, and that's a little eerie. Look at gold. Gold is making a rebound, up 0.3%. This was red this morning, though. It is now $4,144 for an ounce of gold. Looking at silver, it is down. It's in the red today. It hit an HSI. I have something to talk about on this. We're going to go over that in just a second, but it is down. Copper's down. Platinum's down. Palladium's down. Platinum's down 2% today. Look at oil. Look at the energy sector. Oil is down underneath $60. That is a huge contraction in demand, which means weakening economy. That's what that indicates. Could there be something tied there together that's forcing or making everyone feel like they need to run over to safety of the treasury bonds? Brent is down. Nat gas is down. RBOB is down. It's not looking good there. All right, let's go back over and talk about this. Silver hit its RSI at 86. Its weekly RSI hit 86, one of the highest readings ever. Here's what silver did after similar spikes. And let's bring this in. Can I get that on there? There we go. Perfect. Good job. Look at this here, guys. You can see silver hitting that 86 on the RSI. It did it back in 87. 1 week later, it was down 14%. 2 weeks later, 11%. 3 weeks later, 3.4%. And you can see it just continued to drop 1 month, 2 month, 3 month until a year later, it was down 31%. 2004 did the same thing. 1 week later, it was down 1.48. 2 weeks later, down 11.49, and then continued to drop in the 20s all the way down to 14.55% down for the year. April 28, 2006, we had a couple of weeks of green, and then ultimately, big sell-off only to be up 2.38% 1 year later. 2011, 1 week of green, the rest of it red, down 33% a year later. And then in 2020, we had the same thing. It was red all the way across the board, 17% down. So on average, it has been 18.96% downside move 1 year later after hitting that 86 RSI. Is that a warning sign? Could be. Take that for what it's worth. I don't tell you what to do with the data. I just make sure you have the data and give you my opinion on it. My opinion is that's not looking too good there. Also, Kabisi letter, he put together some U.S. job markets leading indicators still deteriorating. The gap between Americans saying jobs are plentiful and saying that jobs are hard to get fell to 7.8% in September. It's the lowest since 2021. This is the weakest reading in 8 years outside of the 2020 pandemic spike. Historically, this measure has been a leading indicator of unemployment, suggesting higher jobless claims ahead. And of course, we haven't gotten any of those jobless claims. Why? Because the government shut down. So take that again for what it's worth. What else do we have here? Hey, BC, you'll love this. This is put out by a well-known content creator. We'll leave it at that. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink speaks on crypto. He expects the Bitcoin and crypto market to expand rapidly BlackRock is developing their own technology for the tokenization of assets. I get so much mileage out of this meme. TXMC had a reply to this. It's pretty funny that people thought for years that TradFi would allow themselves to be front run by a bunch of autistic, neck-bearded bag holders instead of just building their own shit using ideas and features taken from crypto. A cryptocurrency future, but where none of y'all's existing bags are featured. That's what we're seeing. BC's been talking about this for a long, long time on the Good Morning Crypto. So risk appetite just broke another record. Total U.S. options volume reaching a record 108 million contracts on Friday. If you guys don't know, these are calls. And what do? You call up a friend, you put down the phone. So this is coming as total call options hit 61 million, an all-time high. At the same time, put options activity reached 47 million contracts, the second largest on history. This means we have the second largest amount of shorts versus the highest amount of longs going on. Guys, the bulls and the bears are in a major war right now. That's what's going on. And again, we're seeing that where in the volatility index, which you can see right there, volatility. That's what's going on with that. Market today, Dow Jones down 500 points as more China trade action sparked return of sell-off to Wall Street. I'm not going to go into the whole article, but basically China's imposing sanctions on 5 of South Korea's Ocean's U.S. subsidiaries, U.S. companies. So the trade war is back on. That's basically what's going on there. Let's go look at the bubbles. Hourly, some green here. Daily, some red there. Bitcoin down about 2.5% right now on the daily, sitting at 111,845. Are you fresh? Are you fresh? Let's get fresh. Let's do that. Yeah, 111,906. There we go. Down 2.5% on the daily. Ethereum down 3.2. Other big movers, BNB down 6.9. XRP down 4.7. Solana's making a rebound. Is Solana leading the run here, OC? We're going to have to take a look at Solana here in a little bit. 4.1% downside on Doge. Other big movers, Chainlink down 5.3%. 1866. Way off from $800 there, some people's kids. 4.3% downside on Hyperliquid. Stellar Lumen's down 4.9%. Squeeze down 4.1%. And rounding out the top 20 there is Litecoin down 2.9%. But again, we are getting a little bit of a rebound here on the hourly, making that change. Make that change, as Michael Jackson said. When will the government shutdown end? No time soon, it looks like. Oh, just drink coffee and laugh at the government. Look at this. Look at this. How many days will the government be shut down in 2025? This is total days, right? 30 or more days, 68% here. Let's look at the highest percentage on this one. Highest percentage right now is November 16th plus, guys. Good Lord. Is that the plan? Are we just going to keep the government shut down until Trump has done everything that he wants to do? And that includes buying up companies. Why do I say that? Guys, because he's buying up companies. Trump and JPMorgan bolstering critical U.S. supply chains. And as the thumbnail said, national security. It's all for the sake of national security, guys, which I don't disagree. Can I get that on a t-shirt, Piper? Which one? What do you want on a t-shirt? Wix Wi-Fi 89. Just drink coffee and laugh at the government. Yes, I want that on a t-shirt too. I think that should be a t-shirt for Legendary Aviation Coffee. Just drink coffee and laugh at the government. That would be great. And you can put a picture of me. Nice little logo right here. Legendary Aviation Coffee backside. Piper drinking coffee with a laugh on his face. Yeah, these companies were bought for national security. And I'll just go through the list over here so that you can get it, because Kabisi did a good job of breaking it down. Yeah, come on, dude. Come on. Anyway, I digress. Let's go down here and find, no, it's to the top. Bring it back, y'all. Okay, there we go. Look, here we go. Trump administration. Well, it's not really the Trump administration. I don't know why he's saying that. That's kind of misleading. It's the U.S. government now. Own 10% equity stake in Intel. 15% equity stake in MP Materials. They're a rare earth minerals company, U.S. based, one of the only big ones. 10% equity stake in Lithium Americas, 10% equity stake in Trilogy Metals TMC, and then a golden share of U.S. Steel Corporations. Guys, this means that they own a voting majority. They can stop anybody from doing. And if you don't know, U.S. Steel Company is a corporation is owned by Nippon, which is a Japanese steel company. They allowed that purchase to take place, and now the golden share voting control is United States. So they can't go, hey, we're going to make this deal with China. Nope, not happening. Golden share control of the United States. Floated the idea of equity stake in defense contractors. Financial markets have entered a new era, government equity stakes. So it's not an acquisition for President Trump. I hate this. That's not what it is. That's fun. It is United States taking control of things that are critical to our continued national security down the road. And if you guys don't know, this has been going on in China for decades, making sure that they had what they needed. So buy Pepe for national security. However, I want to bring up OC. Let's go over here. We'll go into the other news in a moment, but I want to bring up OC, and I got to ask you, OC, those companies that he's wanting there. I'll bring it up here where you can see it again. These companies that he's buying here. I have a question for you. Would you say that any of these companies are free of corporate control?
No.
No, which means that they can easily be, argued, debated, controlled, voting, all that stuff, right? Are they free from government manipulation?
No.
No, not now, right? Can they be debased, shut down, or printed? Like,
I think so.
yeah. Does it have increasing demand? I would say yes. Is it globally liquid?
I would say yes.
I don't know that they're globally liquid. I would say that they're definitely liquid. I don't know that they're globally liquid. Would you say that they're anti-fragile?
What does that mean? Anti-fragile?
It means that they're sturdy. They're not going to break because of something else. Like if we had a synthetic steel come out, U.S. Steel Company probably going to get wrecked if it was cheap enough to produce that, right? Okay. And does it have a finite supply of shares?
I don't think so.
No. I just described the things that actually lead to national security. And it's interesting because I want to see if she can answer it. Let me bring her up here. Let's go to DuoCam. Pam, are you there?
Thing. Well, at least I like to do. Let's dive in.
I'm going to ask you a question, Pam, and I need you to answer this for me with one word. Here's the question. Pick one investment using only one word to answer that's free from corporate control, free from government manipulation, can't be debased, shut down, or printed, something that has increasing demand, is globally liquid, is anti-fragile, and has a finite supply and network reinforcement. Go.
All right, I'll give you that one word loud and clear. Bitcoin.
Bingo, bango. There you go. That's it. That's all you need to know. If you're wanting to invest in something, why not it be Bitcoin, Mr. President? Because when it comes to national security, I don't think anything touches Bitcoin, but you're buying these companies. They are critical. I'll give them that. Absolutely. But they are not going to be the chosen one of critical security that can't be touched and messed with. So, Bitcoin, she knows it. If AI knows it, why do the real intelligent people not know it? Obviously, we don't have smart people running our government. So, rigged, Dave Digital said.
I might maybe have a different opinion there. Maybe they are too smart and that they fall into some redundancy, because maybe what they're looking for, and this is a tinfoil hat analysis, right? Because I really don't want to think that they're not that intelligent. I mean, I would say that here for Mexico because they should have shown that over and over and over, like they really tried to be stupid here in Mexico. But the point is that what if they have something else like FTT? And I know that it sounds stupid, but at the end, it's kind of like I don't want to say the word, but it's kind of like I don't know ticklishy to say the least, which is hey, if we buy something that we can manipulate, right? If we buy something that we can pump, if we buy something that we can affect on, and we buy something that we can, like make produce more of, it's like getting back into the same fiat cycle. Right, where they're gonna be feeding back their pockets or feeding back their economy by producing more FTX and buying more FTX and holding more FTX. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'll stick with my Bitcoin, bro. Every day, every day. There's no swap bots out there manipulating the
Oh
price
yeah.
past the amount of liquidity. There's none of that going on. Love a lot of altcoins out there, but altcoins are meant to make quick money to buy more Bitcoin. That's it. That's all they're
Oh yeah,
for.
yeah.
We just saw that those altcoins out there, bro. Them altcoins ain't going to be used. We just showed that on the X thing. I want to know your thoughts on this while we're here, OC. This thing that I just showed here on X marks the spot, where he was talking this here, a cryptocurrency future where none of y'all's existing bags are featured. Because why? Because you got people like BlackRock developing their own tokenization technology, their own blockchains. What are your thoughts on this? Because this kind of breaks the narrative of Chainlink to $800 because everyone's going to be using it. Your thoughts on this, OC?
Well, first I wanted to clarify. I was meaning like why the government was buying other assets other than Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
Because
I'm
completely
tracking that.
agree with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
tracking that.
Because I mean, if they want to do something smart, they should be buying Bitcoin, right? If they want to do something shady or manipulate something, they might be buying those stocks. Talking about that tokenization, because
Or
I
just
had the
keep printing
question
the US
on
dollar.
exactly. They can,
Hey, we're out of
print more
money. Don't worry, I
assets,
got this.
push it.
I got this. Keep going. No
Ka-ching,
worries. We
ka-ching.
got it. We got more money.
Love it. So I do actually think so. The exact same point that you mentioned. There's not gonna be that one altcoin. I think there is. I don't think that they're gonna leave us without that candy, right? There's gonna be that one altcoin that is gonna be maybe the bridge between something, right? Or they might be accepting this other altcoin other than Bitcoin, right? It might be some of the most popular that we might not see. Something that, hey, you know what? We're gonna be leaving you develop this stuff just like the browser industry. Remember Netscape? I mean, Netscape
Yep.
back in the day
I do
was
remember
the
Netscape. I'm that old.
yeah.
Do you remember Netscape? Pepperidge Farms does, and so does Army Piper.
Dude, it was the Geeks browser. Guys, if you don't know what Netscape is, you're just too young. Go check that out. It is a pretty freaking cool story just to be told. And then Edge back in the day, Microsoft, and I
Yep.
think AOL. I don't quite remember. I think AOL and what was it? The E. I don't quite
Yeah.
remember its name. It's not H. It was other one. Whatever browser, right? They said, you know what? Whatever you do, we're gonna copy it. We're just gonna copy it, and we're gonna be giving it for free. We have a big backup company in the U.S. government. We have a deal with the U.S. government. It's not gonna let us think, right? So I think the same thing is gonna happen with BlackRock. Hey, here's your candy. Keep developing, right? And then we're just gonna be, stealing, copying, buying every new advancement that you do, and at the end, the natural way it's gonna be flowing to the least resistance path, which is gonna be their chain because their chain is smoother, easier, and is well maintained. So
Or
it's not
even
gonna
if
be
it's not.
imposing you.
Even if it's not smoother, easier, or whatever, it's theirs, right? It's
Yeah.
easier for them to access and do things on it, right? And so, there was a time let's talk about some old school technologies. There was a time that we had these tapes come out that you could watch movies at home and record things at home, and we had VHS and Betamax. One of these was a far superior technology, by far, had better audio, better video, everything. Do you know which one it was? Betamax, owned by
Yes, I do
Sony.
remember.
Sony, but nobody else could build Betamax stuff because they owned it, right? And so VHS won the race because they didn't have the isolation and control measures of this one company, right? Just like there is better crypto out there than what they'll create, but it's controlled by network security, right? And so that chain technology by design, the white paper of Bitcoin, right? The Satoshi Nakamoto papers. It's yes, it's much better, but they can't control it. And why would they want to take something that they can't control and build on it? They're just going to go with it. So they'll go with their own. So they're going to say, you know what, beta is better, but it's controlled by Sony, and we're going to build our own VHS tapes, and we'll go with that. And so there you go. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. You guys are chatting it up. 83 people watching total right now, 64 on YouTube, the remainder on X. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Appreciate you guys all. If you haven't done so yet, smash the like button. Much love to you all. It helps us out. Let's go talk about this, OC. We got some news. We got some macroeconomic news, bro. NFIB Business Optimism Index. Piper, what the hell is that? It's a great question. Let me answer it for you. It's an index, is a composite of 10 seasonally adjusted components calculated based on the answers from 620 NFIB members, small business people in this panel, right? Questions include plans to increase employment, plans to make capital outlays, plans to increase inventories, expect the economy to improve, expect real sales to be higher, and current inventory, current job openings, and expected credit conditions. Is now a good time to expand an earnings trend? And so the NFIB Optimism Index for the U.S. fell for the first time in 3 months to 98.8 in September, from the 100.8 in August, and well below the forecast of 100.5. This reading signaled a decline in optimism among small business owners. And I've showed you guys recently how these small businesses are getting absolutely crushed in this environment right now. There you have supply chain disruptions, inflation emerging as a main concern. 14% of the owners reported that inflation was their single most important problem, guys. Inflation not going away anytime soon. So stagflation coming soon to an economy near you. We also are going to have Fed Chair Powell speaking today at 11:20 a.m. my time. That's going to be 12:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over there in New York. It's getting late on the East Coast. Wednesday, we do have some data hopefully coming out. Well, it will be. It's going to be the 30-year mortgage rate. Tomorrow, I think this is going to be, I'm going to go with down. I think it's going to be under 6.4. We'll see though. That's what I think though. I think it's going down. Mortgage rate applications, we're going to get all of that. We'll see how the housing market is doing overall. We do have a lot of Fed speakers going on tomorrow, Thursday, more Fed speakers. It seems like all these Fed speakers are just coming out of the woodwork to talk while the government's shut down. Like, quick, the Fed's still working. Put them out in front so people can still see something happening over here. And then we're also going to get, let's go to the 2-star and get out of some of this lower stuff, because you see when I took that to 1-star, from 1-star to 2-star, that thing from today disappeared, guys. Without digging down deep, we're not getting any economic data, and you can see here present right there. If you have not been accounted for, and you should have been already, please raise your hand. PPI, retail sales, core PPI, initial jobless claims, 3 weeks of it there, and retail sales, all still waiting on the sidelines because there's no one to report it. But we should be getting this report regardless in the week of, I think it was the 24th or the 27th. So somewhere around this Friday to this Monday, we should be getting jobs data, regardless if the government is reopened or not. They did say they're going to put out a summarized operative word for the highly manipulated summarized version of job numbers for the rate cut coming, or for the FOMC rate decision coming on the 29th. So right now, that chance of that rate cut happening is sitting at a 96.7% chance right now that we get a 25 basis point rate cut on October 29th, 3.3% chance of no change. So How about those overall returns right now for the quarter? Let's refresh this. How are we looking on that? For the quarter, October. October is down 2.2% now. It was green yesterday, and now it's sitting 2.2% down. Oh, see, I want to go jump over into the Bitcoin chart. I want to jump over here, and we'll talk about what I'm watching on this bad boy, and then we'll get into gold, silver, alts, all that good stuff. One thing that I'm watching here is I'm looking at the BTC 1. There we go. And we did not close out this gap. Okay, this gap still opened here slightly. You got a little bit right there left on the CME gap. Where's the CME gap coming from? That is going to be coming from the 10th of October. This is from last Friday. Get out of here, white lines. There you go. White lines, pure as the driven snow. Alexander G. I know you remember that song too. That's an old school jam. And then we have one here that we're trying to push down into. I will point out that we did bounce on the dynamic reactor here on the daily. So we came down and bounced on that. But this is from September 26th here, guys. This level here on the CME is going to be a little bit open. There's a little bit remaining right there. And I think that we could come down and still finish that out, even though we got to bounce on the dynamic reactor. You can see money flow coming down on the daily. We've got the volume coming down and the oscillator ribbon still coming down. So that's what I wanted to show on that. Just so you guys are tracking that we still have a couple of CME gaps to the upside and the downside open. But let's talk about Bitcoin here for a second. We'll come over here and take a look at this weekly chart. Looking at the weekly, we are starting to get a lower histogram here. You can see that line. It's that little block right there getting a little bit lower. Looks like we're saddling this, right? And that means more downside coming. RSI did get a rejection right off the 70% there, and it looks like it's still coming down. And look at the volume and money flow also in the red, giving us all this indication of downside continuation saddle here on the MVP oscillator. And we did not print on the weekly, did not print a bright green candle. You see there? We print those. That was a bottom indication. Not getting anything on the weekly here for that. Did we get one on the daily? Let's see. I think we did on the daily. Load for me, please. There you go. Yeah, we got one, and now it just bounced up a little bit. That's all it did. 2-day, are we sitting in one? Yes, we are. 3-day, where's the threshold? 3-day, we did not get a bright one, and so we could see a little more downside move there for that. The level that I'm going to be watching, if you guys don't know about these golden pockets here, where these come from, these are Fibonacci levels that I pulled from trend. Again, the bottom of 2018. So the first line in the sand for this 3-point pull is 2018 to the high of 2021 to the bottom of 2022. Do they work? Well, I don't know. You tell me. We got our bounce here back in January 2025. What did it hit? Golden pocket, double top, down it goes. Caught the 52-week and got a bounce off of it. Okay. Back here in March 2024, got a rejection off of the 50%, came down about 30%. Bounced on the 52-week SMA and the 382. I would say these fib levels are being respected quite well. We got a swing fell pattern here above the 0.66 at 119.308. That's what created our all-time high, new all-time high there. But it also created a swing fell pattern just above this. Grab that, grab liquidity, stop loss hunters, grabbed it and ran. We came down and we bounced perfectly on Friday on the 0.618. If we break this level, guys, we're going to be coming into the 52-week SMA, and that is going to be my line in the sand. Piper's line in the sand right now is currently sitting at right about $100,000 Bitcoin. Why is this my line in the sand? Because historically, if we have lost that, if we lose that, don't get a bounce, and we reject down, look there. It becomes our resistance, and that what leads into the bear market. And so that is going to be key. And we can look at this cycle over cycle over cycle. Cycle over cycle. There we go. Cycle over cycle. This happens. Everyone knows it. We got a rejection right there on it after breaking it, and down it goes into the bear market bottom for that cycle. So that is what we're going to have to see here happen, is that we're going to have to hold this level $100,000 line in the sand. Heard it here first. OC. How's gold looking, bro? And tell me I didn't miss my opportunity to sell my silver at 95% of spot. OC, what do you got for me, man?
No, you're still fine. So this is gold. We do see a little bit pullback. Remember, we were looking or we were talking about a break of structure long, right? So you got your opportunity right there. This is a 4-hour time frame. So that happened on the 12th of October. So a couple of days ago. Yesterday, we were talking about hitting the next target all the way up here. As you can see, we hit it right there at the 19 hours local time. So it's 8:47 my time. So you can make your calculations there or just look at your charts, of course. And then, well, we are rejecting back down. I don't think that this is a major thing to really worry about, right? I just think that we need to throw some Fibonacci, right? And still calm. And that's going to be it. By the way, we have that many alerts from yesterday. It's going to be juicy, the parts of the altcoin. So let's go for the Fibonacci. We're going to be looking, we're going to be adding. Let me just get rid of this so I can see through. There it is. From the bottom, from this predicted of what we believe it is the top, right? It's going to be seeing how fast or how long could we be rejecting. I like the 33%. We already have hitting the 38, and we can even go to the let's go. And we can go to either the 50 or golden pocket right here. I don't think that we're gonna hit the platinum pocket. Why is that? Because if we go to higher time frames, this right here, or where is it? This right here used to be, there it is, a fair value gap. The 50% of that fair value gap is the 38, 50% retracement, right? So regardless, I think that this was an area to re-enter here. I think we're gonna be flagging out. We're gonna be doing either a diamond like this, all right, something like that, or we might be just flagging down to the right. If we flag out like this, I think the golden pocket it is totally possible, and just we need some time for the dynamic reactor to come in closer. This might do something like that, a little bit more aggressive to actually pair with this area. If not, well, then keep your eyes peeled because your next possible area of entry is going to be 0.5. If that does not happen and we start making this this triangle, your next area of entry is going to be somewhere along this line as we have a flip of the ribbon. Make no mistake, your flip of the ribbon, it is going to be guiding you over to take this trade. Very important here also, if you don't have the premium chart prime, remember that you can still use the free versions of chart prime. They're fantastic. Trading in the trading at night, well, trading with OC, we use this as the core of our trading, right? What we're going to be looking for is going to be our diamond, big performance diamond all the way at the top, right? And holding the triangle, holding the triangle as we come back down and then make another comeback up, right? This comeback up is going to be your re-entry. Let me show you. For example, in here we have our peak performance diamonds. You see that? We kept going up. On the way down, we held the position. And then on the coming back up, that is your entry right here. Yeah, we did a little bit of a range as we went up, back down, and then went up. But ultimately, we ended up going higher. So the same thing we're going to be looking at. I don't think this is going to play it out exactly like this. I think it's going to play out more like this, right? But still, we need to look for all of those possibilities. So far, so good. I think we're in line. And also, I have, there we go, silver right here. So where is it? XAG. Silver is still within the same area. I was expecting a little bit more of a ranging here. We just slightly range, and then we have that pop. We also have the retracement. Let's go for the same Fibonacci. But right here, I would say the Fibonacci is a little bit complex to actually go for because we don't have a clear range sideways. I mean, this still upranging, this still upranging. So I would say that we really need to go all the way down till here or till here to have an actual way to predict or to set our Fibonacci. Let's not make that too complicated for now, right? Let me just clear this up. And then we're going to be choosing one of those points. I think the most important point right now is going to be this one because it is a double bottom. So let's grab in between those two all the way up. And remember, I like the 33% zone. We are basically a little bit past it, 32, going to the 33% or even the 50. I think that is going to be the area where we want to see the flip of the ribbon. And look at that. Actually, silver, it's already making what I was expecting, or was what I am expecting to gold to do. So we want to see this price action. We want to see that to play it out, and then some break of structured trading when uptrend higher lows at this structure as we ramp back up and find, of course, that flip of the ribbon. So that's what I got on gold and silver. Let me know if you want me to go over anything else. I do have SEC, UNI, BNB, and grass ready to go.
Go ahead and knock those out real fast.
Perfect. Let's go check out SEC. All right, so we were talking about coming back down and then bouncing back up. Man, just like magic. Look at that. I love when this happens, right? When we start looking at something that really plays out, right? So at the end of it all, we're talking about bounce, breakout, right? And then coming back down to have that breakout. Our alert, it is at 208. If we go to alert, see here, we also, oh, come on. We'll see that we have TAO, Uni, Solana, Solana, again, UNI TAO. They're repeating because we have a top and bottom alert to let us know when we're breaking those areas. What does that relate to SEC? Everything looks a little bit differently than SEC. In fact, Zcash, it is one of the ones that are most bullish right now in the market. Does that mean that buy now? No. What means is that, as we were talking about yesterday, looking for that peak performance diamond, looking for that flip of the ribbon. We already have the flip of the ribbon. We already have the bouncing here. So we are up here. We need to wait for a breakout, retest continuation. And I might be buying on the breakout because of how explosive Zcash is. You need to be very careful. Do not trust the market. Let me repeat that once again. Do not trust Zcash. All right. Do not trust Zcash. I don't think that has anything that backing this pump up other than just money flowing in. And well, that will be a real problem on the way down because we have nothing to back it up other than money flowing out. Let's go to Uni. Talking about Uni, I was awake at midnight and trading. I did give this entry right here. So long in Uni for a quick scalp. I was looking for TP number 1 and TP number 2. TP number 1 was hit. Candle, full candle, body and wick in the profits in here. And well, then we took TP number 1 coming back down, stopped us out right here, and basically we took out 50% of that trade, and we're out of this trade. As you can see, the louder block, it's basically untouched at this point. So I believe that we might have a little bit more to go, even trying to sweep some other lows. So keep your eyes peeled because we might be getting some crossover here. Again, as we have break of the zero line, that will be our next entry as we're breaking previous resistance. And what is our previous resistance? Dynamic reactor. If I bring up then my predictive ranges, where are your predictive ranges? They're just too far away. Yeah, they're just too far away because I'm in 30 minutes. All right, so whatever. If we're looking at the dynamic reactor and the predictive ranges, and of course, being above the dynamic reactor, holding to these soft order blocks. So don't worry that much about that soft order blocks. Worry when they get started to work together, all right? So, but so far, so good. Looking like we're making a head and shoulders in here. So if I turn everything off, you'll see that shoulder, head, maybe a shoulder. That might be a little bit dangerous for the next target at 6.53. Let's actually put an alert at 6.153 for early entries of buy. And just to wrap this up, I see that we still have 5 minutes. We were talking about looking for a possible entry on Chainlink, but we did broke out of the trend line. Not only that, we don't have a peak performance diamond in here. We're just going back down. So the long still valid, but this is not your entry. Your entry is going to be, as we talked about here, look at that, when we have that slight flip of the ribbon. So our entry is going to be at any moment as we have another curve in here or the last curve in here. So basically, we might be able to catch it maybe a little bit lower or somewhere around there. So let me just push it over, one more candle, and then we're going to be pushing it in as we enter for that trade. So keep your eyes peeled here. Remember, we are looking for a trade on link. In fact, I'm going to add right now my alert. There it is. This is what I'm going to be trying to jump back in on link.
And
Some
that's a
indecision
long
candles.
that's a long to $800 link, right? Just checking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Asking for a friend.
It says 20. It says 20, but you know, $800 is all the way up there. So yeah, we just keep it open. Keep it open for the rest of history. When you die, you pass it over to your kids. And that's it. All right, so that's what I got so far on altcoins. Passing it over to you, my friend.
Awesome.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah, not sure why it was doing that, but I think we're back. Here we go. There you go, guys. Little Gypsy clip there. Don't know what happened. Evidently, YouTube didn't like me promoting Instacart or Instagram. I mean Instacart on the air. But yeah, if you guys haven't followed it yet, Alexander G follows her, sir. Come on over and give Gypsy a follow. We post a lot of cute stuff over there. I appreciate you guys all joining us here today. If you haven't done so yet, smash the like button, and we're going to if you smash the like button, we'll put some more pictures of Gypsy on that Insta today when you guys follow. So appreciate you all. OC, you got to go do a show. We're going to head over to Crypto Princess. She's live right now. When you guys get over there, go ahead and drop some graduation caps. Let them know the alumni has entered the building. So appreciate you all. Trade safe. Use some risk management. And as always, guys, peace, love, profits. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to my Gypsy girl and follower. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with more news, charts, headlines, everything you need to have knowledge. Make sure you tune in to OC tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with good old, CJ Taylor follows it too. Yes, he does. Thank you, Clyde. Appreciate that. With OC doing trade setups. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Later, guys.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
Don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out, 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 out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?